funky. There we go. Now I got it. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Today is the 17th of June. Welcome to our Monday evening webinar. Today, we're going to be talking about something brand new called the DoTerra Investment Club, the DO Investment Club, a concept that I've been working on actually for about 6 years since I first started with DoTerra. And I feel like I finally perfected it and I'm bringing it all to you. I'm going to be starting out by talking a little bit about goals and goal setting, because I think it's going to be difficult for anyone who really is not a goal setter to be able to implement this program with their teams and grow their teams quickly. You are going to have to really have laser focus as you bring this program forward. I'm just looking at the names of who's on here. There are many, many high-level, very successful leaders on here. I see a lot of diamonds on the call, and so I'm very excited to present this to you. It's the first time that I'm actually presenting it to this audience. So not the goal-setting part. That I actually did a little bit of last week, but the DoTerra Investment Club, and I think that's super important. So let's get started right away. Okay, so you're going to remember a lot of this from last week. You all know who I am. I always say thank you to our presidential time and team because it's super important that we acknowledge and we look at our leadership. We have such strong leadership in this group and growing stronger all the time. And it's my goal to reinforce that and to help you and to stand in unity with you. We are all part of a different ecosystem, and yet we've chosen in many ways to merge our ecosystems. So while I may be all the way here in New Jersey, I have different resources, different connections that you have wherever you are sitting today. And the beauty of this business is that we all get to interconnect in some way. You are all influencers, my friend. I know we hear that term all over the internet now and in our daily life. Someone is an influencer. You are an influencer. And I'm going to ask you to really own that as we go forward in the next couple of months. You know all about this book, so I'm going to go through this really fast. Let's talk about your year. So you want to plan your year, design your days, and achieve your biggest goals. We talked last week about annual goals and how it's super powerful to set goals so you can start the process for achieving them. And we talked about the one reason why people fail to achieve their goals, which is their lack of visibility. So I mentioned to you last week that very often I would write goals on little Post-it notes or pieces of paper or notebooks, and I would lose the notebooks, or I would file them away somewhere, or I would put the piece of paper up on my mirror in my bathroom, and then the next time my bathroom was clean, someone would use, I don't know, water and vinegar to clean the mirror, and boom, my goal was gone. And so the lack of visibility was really hindering me from meeting and achieving my goals. And as you know, I am a very goal-oriented person, but I always felt that I could be better. And I feel that the things that I've implemented over the last 3 weeks, and it's only 3 weeks that I'm using this new method, so I want to encourage you all to join me in this process, have really helped me and have moved the needle, not only for me, for my business, but for my family. This is what I am using. It is called a focus planner. And if you're not familiar with the focus planner, I'm going to encourage you to get online and take a look at it. It was developed by a gentleman named Michael Hyatt. And we're going to be talking, I am running it every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 a.m. Singapore time, a weekly goal setting class. So weekly goal setting class for the next now 11 weeks. Today is week number 2. If your phone is not on mute, if you could put yourself on mute, I will mute you, everyone, if you are unable to put yourself on mute, but I'm going to have to stop the presentation to do that. I'm sorry. Step number 1. What are the goals for the remainder of your goals for the remainder of 2019? Oops. Sorry, everyone. Hello? Okay, there we go. Thank you so much. Thanks, folks. There we go. Okay. You want to list your goals for the year, including spiritual, intellectual, emotional goals, physical goals, marital or relationship goals, parental goals, or other relationship types of goals. What maybe it's mentoring younger people if you're not a parent. Your social goals, perhaps your vocation. Your vocation obviously is your job or your work, and your avocation is usually your hobbies or something that you're very interested in. Also your financial goals. Now, I went into this in great detail last week. I also have 2 recordings online, whether on my YouTube channel, also posted on Team Power Diamond, and several other Facebook pages and Oil Camp Alumni, where you can hear me go into the description of each one of these goals in great detail. You want to set only 7 to 10 annual goals, because too many goals can be a recipe for failure. And your goals should be in the smarter format. Now, I'm going to dive in a little bit more deeply here, because I'm hearing from people in my team that they don't know what the smarter format is. So if I ask you this week, please send me your goals in the smarter format. This is what I want. I want your goals to be specific, not general or vague. So a good example, bad example would be, I want to learn photography. Whereas a better example would be complete John Gringo's course in photography. And I think you can hear the difference there. Your goals should be measurable. You want to quantify the results by adding a number, dollar figure, or percentage. Bad example would be earn more money versus earn $10,000 more this year than I did last year. Your goal should be action-oriented. As you write your goal, don't start the goal with a to-be verb. So for example, you want to start with an action verb. So a bad example would be more consistent in blogging. Okay, just a little bit too vague. If I write, however, a better example would be write 2 blog posts per week. Then I'm quantifying exactly what I want to do. And the action verb there is write. Your goal should be a little risky. So for example, and you should be in your discomfort zone when you write out that goal. I want everybody to be challenged this year, right? So increase sales by 3%. Okay, not bad. Versus increase your sales by 15%. Does it make you feel a little twitchy? It should. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about risky. We're not talking about crazy. We're talking about a little risky. Your goals should be timed. Your goals need to have a deadline. So a bad example would be lose 20 pounds. A good or better example would be lose 20 pounds by April 1st, 2020. Your goals should be personally exciting and compelling to you. So take a 1-week vacation, not bad. Okay, maybe you've taken a 1-week vacation before, versus take a 1-month sabbatical trip to Spain to build my team in a new market. Now, 30 days in a brand new market, think of all of the possibilities, begins to really open your eyes and feel like, wow, that would be something that would be exciting to me. And then finally, your goal needs to be relevant, and relevant to your time of life. So your goal, your season of life, if you will. So for this example, I'm going to use a mother of 3 with a newborn baby. Going back to school, bad example, going back to school and get my MBA. Probably not the best season for a mother with 3 kids and a newborn baby to go back to get her MBA. Not to say that it's not possible, but probably not so, a little just too much going on there, versus complete an online course in strategic planning. So I want you to look at your goals. When I talk to you, take a photograph of this page, because I'm going to be hammering this home. Your goals need to be in the smarter format. Goals should also be one of 2 types. They should be achievement goals or habit goals. The achievement goal is a one-time accomplishment, completing a project, paying off credit cards, doing your personal best in a half marathon, whereas a habit goal is something that you're going to track every day. And I'm going to ask you to track those new habits for at least 90 days, basically checking them off on a calendar or some sort of other tablet. So I did it day 1, day 2, day 3, whatever it is. And I want you to see how many days you're achieving it. Getting to 90 days is the way to establish a habit. Okay. Don't underestimate the power of written goals. And I talked to you about Dr. Gail Matthews, who did a study and found that written goals, people who actually wrote their goals, were 42% more likely to achieve them. I'm not going to go over her results. I'm just going to show you that the different goals, the unwritten goal people in group 1 versus group 5, which not only wrote their goals, but did periodic progress reports, which is all about going back and viewing and seeing and reviewing your goals again and again. Okay, finally, written goals are powerful, and a goal without a plan is just a wish. You're fooling yourself if you think you're suddenly going to achieve a goal because you write it on a piece of paper and then walk away and forget about it. Okay, 90-day achievement cycle. Why is important? Because we talked about 90 days in our sales teams, in our lives, even in our health. 90 days can be the key to really achieving what it is that you want. Okay, so for this week, and you only have a few more hours, but I haven't seen a lot of response to this. I want you to DM me, direct message me, either an email, a text message, or any sort of private communication, at least one goal that you have for this quarter between now and September 1st, so between today and September 1st, in the SMARTER format. So it should be, as I said, specific, measurable, and so on and so forth. You're going to then follow on Elena Jordan, Instagram or Facebook. Now, if you already are a follower, you can ignore that step. You want to post a comment on what you learned today, and then you're going to tag 2 friends. So you're going to do 3 things. Direct message me a goal, follow and post a comment, or just post a comment if you're already a follower, and please tag 2 friends. We're trying to create a sphere of influence for you and for your teams, and a home for them, so that when they're a little bit lost, they know where to go to find information, and then you can always say to them, you know what, in the event you can't find anything, or you're not sure, or you want to feel more love, go to this place. That's why we're creating this ecosystem for you and for your teams. So this was last week's challenge. Last week, we asked people to post their favorite diffuser recipe, and they actually won that little mini mango diffuser with my favorite oil, which is bergamot. So that was the post when originally on June 7th. And we're going to be doing this 2 more weeks. So this is our 2nd week. We're going to do 2 more weeks. This is still my birthday month. We're still in the month of June. It's only the 17th. So we still have about half a week left. Tonight is a full moon, so you can get your stuff done. And then here was our winner from last week. It was actually Betty Lowe, and she won a humidifier, a small mango diffuser, and a bottle of bergamot. So you can win a really nice prize. This week, our prize is, oh my goodness, I'm trying to remember what our prize is. I know it is an oil and another thing, and I can't remember. I'm looking around my office to see if I see it. Hold on 1 second. Oh, yes, I forgot. This week's prize is actually a yoga set, the Yoga Oil Trio, and a small doTERRA keychain that is actually a mini diffuser because it's made of either balsa wood or bamboo. So you can take your oils and put them on your mini keychain and then hang it off of your backpack or whatever it is that you want. So this week's prize is a yoga kit and a diffuser keychain. So it's worth your while to send me the goal and post. Okay, this week's giveaway, as I said, last week's giveaway is over. Stay tuned, the next one's just beginning. And in this case, we're gonna be posting fairly soon. So get your posts in, we wanna be able to award those gifts. And you can win a 2nd time. So Betty Lowe, if you're out there and you've already posted, you might be, we do draw them randomly. So we don't pick, we put all the names in the hat who have done the correct things, and then we pick from the hat, but you never know, you could win twice. Okay, wellness box program, and we're gonna talk about this on the Doe Investment Club in about a minute. Your monthly LRP now for June. And I don't know if you noticed, but I actually made a rainbow with the colors of the bottles. I didn't do that on purpose. It was kind of an accident, but it worked out really nicely. We talked about oils for celebrations in June in our first presentation, first Zoom class of the month. And from left to right, they are cheer, citrus bliss, passion, serenity, digestion, and whisper. And those 6 oils are specifically calculated to equal 150 PV. 150 PV. If you need this image, you can take a screenshot here, or you can go to ElenaJordan.com and find this image at any time. So I will tell you, for 2 months, as I was developing the Wellness Box program, I had actually on purpose broken the link so that people could not click through, so you could find it and send the link. Now the link is back up again, folks. I'm just telling you, but can you screenshot this and send it to your teams? You absolutely can. So let's go on to the second part of our presentation, which is the doTerra Investment Club. Here we go. Whoops. Okay. There we go. Okay, so this is sort of a different sort of a presentation in that it's not going to be full screen for you. It's sort of going to be part screen, because this is actually part of a larger discussion that I'm having with teams about whether or not they want to present this to their team. So the doTerra Investment Club is something that I've been working on for a long time. And what it does is 2 different things. It simplifies the compensation plan down to 2 single items in our compensation plan: our power of 3 and our unilevel. So only simplifies it down to those 2 specific items, making it very, very easy to understand. The second thing that it does is it simplifies down our product line. And many of you, I'm sure, have realized that our product line has gotten very, very big. And sometimes when you're selling or you're communicating that to a new person, it can get a little bit challenging. In addition, we're talking more and more about talking to doctors and health professionals about using essential oils in their practices. And this, in my humble opinion, is a way for you to begin to do that really, really easily. Okay, so let's get going. So step 1. In the presentation, now I'm assuming in this presentation you would be presenting it to someone who does not know anything about essential oils, which is why it goes over the basics, but not in any depth. Because what I find, and I'm sure you found the same thing, that when we present too deeply or too long, people just zone out. They really don't understand. I presented this now to, I would say, at least 20 to 25 doctor groups, and I'm getting a really good response from it. And in fact, over the weekend, I presented it to an organization for the blind here. They're visiting here in New Jersey, but they're based in Arizona. And they told me that 75% of the blind community is actually unemployed, and they'd like to be able to work with me and these products to begin to help the blind to talk about the products and actually create community within the blind community, and also reach out within their own ecosystems to share doTerra wherever they can. So it talks about what are essential oils, what's in it for you, what's in it for your customer, what is PV, and how to start earning, and then finally the Wellness Box program. So what are essential oils? Essential oils give their plants their distinctive smells, protect them, and play a role in plant pollination. In addition to their intrinsic benefits to plants and their beautiful fragrance, essential oils have long been used for food preparation, beauty treatment, and healthcare practices. Even with the purest essential oils, the composition of the oil can vary depending on the time of day, season, geographic location, method, and duration of distillation, year grown, and the weather, making every step of the production process a critical determinant of the overall quality of the essential oil product. doTerra essential oils can be used for a wide range of emotional and physical wellness applications, and they can be used as single essential oils or in complex essential oil blends, depending on the desired benefit. Actually, hold on one second, folks. I'm actually going to stop the share. Just one second. Oops. Sorry, everyone. I don't usually do this, but I realized, there we go. Yep. That when I first started that presentation, I was actually showing you an older version, and I just realized it now. So let me share my screen with you again. Oops. Okay. There we go. Much better. Okay, here we go. So the agenda now is our philosophy. What are essential oils, terms to know, compensation, wellness box program, and then what's in it for your customer. Okay, so our philosophy first. Each entrepreneurial venture is different, but with this opportunity, the cards are stacked in your favor. You have no overhead, no shipping costs, no accounts receivable. It's also the perfect product to add into an existing business or health practice, whether you are a chiropractor, dentist, medical doctor, pharmacy, massage, or physical therapist. If you are serious about building a secondary stream of income and creating long-term financial and time freedom, let's set up your account today. Together, we can build your business into exactly what you want it to be. So as I mentioned before, I've been presenting this to existing businesses who want to add a second stream of income, places like doctors or dentists or chiropractors. So these are not people that are going to start selling doTerra full time. They're also not people that are going to jump on the bandwagon and get very involved in an MLM, but they do want a second stream of income. And that's why I developed this presentation the way I did. I already read to you what essential oils are. Only 2 terms to know, my friends, because we're simplifying so much. Number 1 is PV. So every doTerra product is assigned a point value. Depending on the product, the wholesale price may be the same. Commissions are based on the total PV for each order, not including tax and shipping. And then unilevel, traditionally known as commissions. This is a percentage that is paid out to you on every sale. Compensation. The diagrams which follow assume that all participants are purchasing 150 PV every month. Earnings are based on the number of people referred and the rate at which they join. Bonuses will continue to be paid every month in which the following structures are maintained. So what's in it for you? Level 1. So of course, you're the circle at the top. If you are purchasing 150 PV per month and you have 3 people that you have contacted and asked to join you at the same 150 PV level, you will earn a unilevel bonus of only $9, but yes, $9 in cash, and then a $50 bonus for a total of $59 in cash. Now you can see that I don't call this the power of 3 bonus here. I begin to call it a power of 3 bonus later, but your total is $59 in cash. In addition, you will receive 150 PV of products to sell or use. And this is an important distinction because when we're talking about someone, let's use a chiropractor, for example, they may be purchasing products not for themselves or for their families, but for their practice to either use or resell. If they're reselling those products, that means that 100% of those products would be then repurposed, and they would be recollecting the money from those products each and every month, bringing their total return to, if you were to sell all products for at least the wholesale value, the return on your monthly order would exceed 25%. And for those all my math friends out there, the reason why we're at 25% is I don't want to overstate the amount of the return. The return is actually, I think, 28.6%, but for rounding, I put it at 25%. Level 2. If then you are keeping your 150 PV order and your 3 friends are doing the same, and they are each able to share with 3 friends that are also putting in 150 PV orders every single solitary month, your unilevel or your commissions jump to $49.50 per month, and you would receive a $250 bonus for a total of $299 in cash, $299.50, with 150 PV of products to sell or use. So again, sell all the products for at least wholesale value, and the return on your monthly order exceeds 50%. Now, I know some of you are waking up and saying, but wait a minute, what about Fast Start? And what about some other bonuses that you could be receiving? What if they build, what if they purchase more? What if they build to a lead? What if they achieve a rank? I'm excluding all of that for the time being, because these are people that want to build these structures quickly. And if they receive additional money, they'll be very happy. But what I can't guarantee to them is if they're going to earn a certain level of Fast Start if they build a business very slowly. So I've left out those 2 particular items because obviously as they build the structure, they're going to receive exactly what I'm telling them. Okay, level 3, unilevel, you'll now be receiving $252 and a $1,500 bonus for a total of $1,752 every single solitary month that you maintain this structure. You'll get your 150 PV of products to use or sell. And then if you sell the products for at least the wholesale value, the return on your monthly order exceeds 100%. It exceeds actually several hundreds, as you can see, because they're investing 150 and they're getting back 1752, which is more like a 10 times return. But when we talk about a 10 times return, people really get very nervous about this being a Ponzi scheme or being something crazy. So we are grossly understating the amount of their actual return. So now let's talk about the wellness boxes and how someone can quickly build this using the wellness boxes that we're putting on the website, that we're putting onto the weekly Zoom calls. That's why I've been adding the wellness boxes. So possibility number 1 is that will help you to personalize your doTERRA investment experience. So what's in it for your customer or patient? You both get products that you can use. So plant-based foods and products are one of the fastest growing industries worldwide. Although they may have been previously considered far out, weird, or fringe, plant-based natural products can be used by adults and children alike for a variety of different needs. From boosting immunity, calming aches and pains, to helping your skin glow, essential oils are perfect for everyone. They're easy to use, can substitute for many over-the-counter remedies, and can help us live a healthier, less toxic lifestyle. So here's option number 1. A monthly wellness box. Now, this was the box that we had put together for, I think it was March. And as you can see, this is basically an allergy themed box. The sum total of all of these products is equal to 150 PV. And so they could pick the wellness box for the month. They would basically go on to the website, take a look at the photograph. We could send them the photograph. They can pick those products and stick them into their basket, and they're getting a themed box for the month. So receive a new box of themed products and their corresponding uses every month with a total PV of 150. Now, let's say it's a chiropractor's office and they're not interested in themed products. All they want are products that relate to their business. Personalized 150 PV pack product packs to fit your office and patient's needs. So let's go from left to right. Orthopedics. Now, I've presented this to orthopedic surgeons. I've presented it to podiatrists, so they're the people that usually work on feet. Also, physical therapists, chiropractors. They're basically purchasing 5 tubes of Deep Blue a month. And those 5 tubes of Deep Blue, they can either resell, which is approximately 1 tube per week, which is really not a lot of product, or they can use it in their practice. Now, I have one doctor who's actually alternating Every other month, she's an orthopedic surgeon. 1 month, she buys the large pump style bottle to use in her treatment room. And the second month, she buys 5 tubes of Deep Blue Rub. And as she uses the Deep Blue Rub on each and every person who comes into her treatment space, whether it's, let's say they have a broken ankle or they have any sort of muscle strains or so on. Now, there are instances where it doesn't seem, it's not applicable. So if someone, I don't know, has a cast still on their leg, it's very hard to put Deep Blue on under the cast. Could they put it above and below? Yes, but it's less likely that the doctor's going to use it in that way. But if she's applying it to even 50% of her patients, and this is a woman who sees approximately, I think, 20 patients a day. So on a 5-day week, she's seeing 200 patients. Could she sell 1 tube of Deep Blue to 200 people? Well, yes, actually she could. And so what she's done is, because she's beginning to sell much more than that, she set up her receptionist to buy another 5 tubes and her assistant to buy another 5 tubes. So her first line of 3 is getting filled up by people that are working right in her office. So she's earning money right off of her first line. And now patients are beginning to ask, can we have this sent directly to our house? And that's other ways that she's filling in her power of 3. Mental health. Now, whether we're talking about people that are psychiatrists or psychologists or counselors of any sort, diffusing Serenity as they talk to patients, offering Serenity as a point of sale, selling 5 bottles of Serenity on a monthly basis is really not very difficult. Now, the other beautiful thing about this particular setup is they can sell the Serenity almost at wholesale if they wish, because they're not looking to make a lot of money on the actual bottle. They're just looking to replace their costs. However, if they mark up the Serenity a little bit, they're going to be making some money that way. And as we know, they're going to begin to rack up their LRP points and begin to get additional free products. So now I'm going to go on to aesthetic medicine. So what does that mean? That can be dermatologists. It can be plastic surgeons. In New Jersey or in the East Coast of the United States, we have a lot of people who do different sorts of treatments for the skin, whether it be facials or chemical peels or even things like fillers or Botox. And people are always looking to maintain their skin and help it to look beautiful. We know that yarrow palm is excellent for the skin. I'm working with one specific, a woman, she's an aesthetic medicine doctor, and what she does is after she does the treatment, she actually applies a few drops of the yarrow palm to the face of the person who was just treated, and then she encourages them to purchase their own bottle of yarrow palm as they're leaving. She does not mark up the yarrow palm a lot. I think if yarrow palm is 95 PV, and I'm just remembering this off the top of my head, I might be a little bit off. She resells it for about 125 US, and she's finding that she's selling at least a bottle a week. What's interesting is she just signed up fairly recently, and she's already been able to get an extra bottle of yarrow palm with points. And I called her secretary the other day, and they were so incredibly happy and grateful that this free bottle of yarrow palm, something that they could honestly sell and use, was coming into their office completely free of charge. Well, $3 of the processing fee and obviously the shipping charge. So $100 bottle of yarrow palm was coming into their office for approximately $6, and they were going to resell that for $125, which really is pure profit to them. So is this a huge money maker? No. But is it a second stream of income? Yes. And when you're talking about some doctors, especially in the United States, that have really been squeezed by insurance, and I'm addressing my US distributors right now, there are many, many doctors out there that want a secondary stream of income and one that's easy for them to manage, and they're not taking on a whole second business, which is what I think we've been talking to them about in the past. So these are the three options. We can help you to create, I'm happy to help you create specific wellness packs based on whatever kind of doctors you are presenting to. But you want to think when you're putting together a product pack, number one, that it equals 150 PV, and number two, that it is super simple. It must be literally idiot proof. They should be able to have their receptionist go on to their website and order 5 tubes or 5 bottles or 2 bottles, whatever it is. And it should be a repeating order that literally never ends. And that when they begin to get these types of checks, they say, oh, this is how this works. The other thing that I have done is I've partnered with a couple of organizations that do medical billing. So you may not know this, but there are actually people that don't pay their medical bills, and they have to be chased down to pay their medical bills. And some people obviously have a lot of financial difficulties, and that's why they don't pay them, but others that just walk away from their doctor and don't pay. And so medical billing agencies basically pursue these patients and try to set up methods for them to pay. And what I've found, I'm working with 2 different ones right now. One represents 300 doctors, and he's encouraging his 300 doctors to begin to look at this particular program and to incorporate the program into their practices. So those 300 doctors would just basically go into different, into a structure that would be 111. They wouldn't even have to find their own referrals. The referrals would just be coming in through the payment agency, if you will. So there are a lot of ways to present this. I'm happy to go review it with anyone. I'm sure you're going to have a ton of questions at the end. And so I'm going to leave a little bit of time. I talked as quickly as I could, but this is basically what I'm working on and how I'm growing my little area, my little ecosystem, if you will. So, and the final slide says, if you don't learn how to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. So just let's think about that. Okay, so I'm going to stop the share, and then I want to take questions. Okay, everyone in the chat, questions about the doTerra Investment Club, questions about goal setting, ready, go. And obviously, if you have so many questions that it's going to be hard for you to even ask them, please reach out to me this week. I'm actually meeting with a lot of people about this today and over the next couple of days. The last thing I wanted to mention to you is I've actually taken the additional step of printing this up as a small presentation, that if you go to a doctor's office, instead of having to actually do this online with them, you can do this and then hand them the presentation. So if you're interested, these are going to be listed. I'm going to have them listed on the website very soon, and you'll be able to find these for sale, so that they're a quick way for you to do a presentation with a doctor instead of having to have a laptop with you, which can sometimes be a little bit clumsy. And doctors, I don't know why, but they really love paper. Okay, you are all so silent. I can't believe it. Can you hear me? Does everyone hear me? Hello? Hello? Yes? Are you in shock? What's happening? Hello? Okay, I'm going to stop the recording, and then I'm going to ask for more questions, and then I guess I'm going to see, hun, can you hear me? Yeah? Okay. Okay.